Justin P. My co-host, sorry, he is a co-host too, but AJ Henson, he's the main. I got two very special guests today. On this very good episode, Victory Monday. Uh, First guest is Jason from Huddle Up Films. His stuff is going to be in the link in the description, so y'all can go check him out. His YouTube channel, his Twitter, man, he has over 1,000 subscribers. Great content. My second guest is Hendo. His Twitter name and YouTube name is Ravens Online Gatekeepers with the parentheses and on. His Twitter and his YouTube is in the description as well. So go follow those guys, man. They got great content, got a bunch of followers. So definitely you don't want to miss out. And then this guy at the bottom, my co-host AJ Henson. Y'all already know him. Yeah, everyone. This episode, it's episode 6 for the YouTube channel. For the audio version, season 1, episode 11. Got that on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pandora. Basically, anywhere you get your podcast and music stuff, just type in "Talking Ravens All Day Every Day" podcast. It'll list all of it. Go ahead, AJ, do your thing.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. For one, I want to thank JP for having us. I want to thank our two guests for taking the time out to join us and sit here today and talk Ravens football. Shout out to my boy Rick Barker, Chris Wright, Brian Murray. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're going to go ahead and get right to it today.
All right, Jason, you want to say anything, man? Just, before we get started, man, tell everybody what you got going on real quick with Huddle Up Film.
Sure. Hey, main thing I have going on this year. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I appreciate it. But the main thing, actually, Hendo was on last week, Wednesday night, live, 8:30. It's Garnett West, Sergeant West. Ashley Priyanka is taking a little bit of a hiatus because of the hurricane. She's the our other co-host. Alec Polianis from One Winning Pod has been joining us. And we always have great guests like Hendo come on and preview the next game. So it's about a 2-hour live show, Wednesdays at 8:30. Very proud of it. Also, you can find film cut-ups, player highlights, just about anything. It just depends on how the season goes, what we need to look at. If I see it, you guys see it. I always say football is family. So it's my pleasure to join you guys here. It really is. Thank you.
So I'm glad you're able to take time out your busy day to come join us. All right, Hendy, man, let everybody know what you got going on with that amazing channel, man.
All right. Thank you for having me. I appreciate anytime anybody invites me on. I just love talking football. As for my channel, you know me. We go back and forth on Twitter sometimes, and it's all love. I just like to give alternatives to most of people's thinkings. Just let them know, look, everything ain't sunshine and roses. But once again, like he said, football's family. It's all love. Stop by Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. Have some fun. Anytime y'all want to come on, let's do it. But I am bad at inviting people on my channel. Just remember that. If you want to come on, just hit me up and be like, yo, I'm coming on Sunday. It's all good.
Yeah, he made sure I got on no problem. So I can't attest to that.
Listen, you do a lot. You do a lot of hard work, my brother. And I think that, you deserve a little bit more to shine because you out here grinding. You getting these interviews. You're doing all this work and you really know football. Even outside of Ravens football, you know football. And I just think that you deserve more credit. So if I can kind of get your name out there any way I can, I try to help out.
Appreciate that, brother. All right, we're gonna kick it off, man. Last night we got with Dub. I was down there, man. The place was rocking. The atmosphere was up. Nelly had the place rocking. Ray was up there dancing. So I know his squad's probably sore, but kick it off, man. So go ahead, take it away. Floor is yours, man. Just give us your thoughts about last night game.
Last night.
AJ, no, and Jason, you gotta let the guests go first. Jason going first.
Okay, yeah, you blanked out there for a second. I was wondering. Hey, yeah, it was funny when last time I talked about the game, Hendo was on with me, and I was saying that I expect a lot of energy in this game to mean a lot to the Ravens and not be disappointed if they didn't play hard. I think they did play hard, so that was the one thing I was looking for. It was intangible. It ain't show up because. Y'all follow football long enough. Those divisional games are strange. Like whenever I'm betting games, if the point spread is like 7 points or something, I don't care how bad the one team is, how good the other team is. You take those points, you take those divisional wins. So, there's plenty of things we can pick on about the game, but just overall thoughts would be great win. Great win. We needed it. We were, I think, desperate for a win, as desperate as you could be for a Week 5 game. We could not lose another home game. We could not just have that feeling from last year just still hang over us. So beating Joe Burrow and the Bengals by any means necessary was what we needed, and we got it.
Good, man. Good analysis. All right, Hendo, floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Great win. I'm happy that we got it because, as most of you all know, we go back and forth with Cincinnati Twitter, and some of those guys can be a little bit much and a little bit overconfident in their team, as you should be, just like we are. But I just think that we played hard. It got a little scary when we were up 16-10. And I was like, oh Lord, please, not. We can't lose 17-16. We can't do this. But Cincinnati, Zach Taylor, he wasn't smart enough to run some time off the clock. And once they scored with about 1:53 left, I said, oh, Lamar's going to take this down the field. And Justin Tucker got it. It's over. So once that happened, I felt a sigh of relief. But I felt offensively and defensively, we played a little bit sounder football, but there's still some things that we need to clean up. But overall, great victory.
Yeah, well said. Go ahead, AJ. Floor is yours.
First I want to say, I'm glad we got the W. On both sides of the ball, there's some things that definitely need to be cleaned up in personnel and coaching wise, but we got the W. And for the most part, man, I'm glad Ronnie Stanley is back. I seen him out there. He looked like he in good shape. He of course he was on a limited snap count. But for him to be out there, after the injury, and we all know what happened to him, we all know the significance of the injury. I'm glad to see him out there. And I seen him before the game started, and he was just over there. You could tell he was really emotional. There was a lot of stuff going through his head. To be honest, I really didn't think if he'd play football again. But shout out to Ronnie Stanley, man, for being there, and hopefully, he can stay up, he can stay healthy. And he looked good. He looked in shape. He wasn't limping. Of course, he was splitting snaps between him and McCarry, but that was the biggest thing that I seen last night, as far as just coming in and him just being able to go out there and continue being our franchise left tackle. I want to say shout out to Marcus Peters, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if from that last game, him and Hobbs got into it. And I told you, JP, I said, hey, he gonna smack somebody in the face, man. And look what he did to Jabbar. I mean, it was accidental. But I told you, we're going to smack somebody in the face. I said, watch what's going to happen. Marcus Peters, of course, we didn't have him last year. We missed him. We all love him. We all know what he brings to the table. But, Cincinnati, the wide receivers, they was talking a lot of junk, saying, and then Burrow talking about, it was easy to throw on us and all of that. Marcus Peters shut all that down. He set the tone, and Jamar Chase was shut down. So shout out to Marcus Peters, man. But overall, I'm glad we got the W. Like I said, it's a division win. If you win a division, you automatically in. So I'm glad we got the W. And like I said, on both sides of the ball, it's things that need to be cleaned up. We're gonna get into that later on, but I'm just happy we got the W.
All right, Brione just joined us. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and let him go. Go ahead, Brione.
What's going on, y'all? Brione from Danville. But great victory yesterday. Victory Monday, so we celebrate over the Cincinnati. So always feel good. But it was a great game, great hard fought game. I wish we would have did a little bit more on offense. I feel like we had the potential. Just I feel like Lamar was standing in the pocket too long. If it ain't there, take off. Ain't no need to stand in the pocket and dance. Take off. You know what I'm saying? You got a gift for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, defense played great. That's a team victory for real. A good team win all around.
Well said. Me personally, like I said, we definitely left points on the field. Like we had 19. It definitely could have been anywhere from 31 to 35 points scored. But like I said, that can come with just cleaning up stuff, and just Lamar, he missed two wide. That's the only thing I can really say. The interception, he overshot Lamar Robinson. He could have put it down a little bit, threw it away, and took another three. But we did enough offensively, to grind it out. Stanley looked good for him just coming back. He anchored. That's what all pro left tackle do. He anchored. So once he get his legs under him, we'll see him out there, full time. But he did pretty good for the limited Titans out there. JK was running hard. Kenyon Drake was running hard. They got some tough grinded out yards. They didn't really break big ones, but they got the 6-7 yard run, that just kept the chains moving. And of course, Andrews, who I call Mandrews, he did his thing, man. He just basically stole the show as usual. Every time we needed a big catch, he came through. So, Duvernay had a hell of a game too. We basically used him like we used Deep, like how they use Debo in San Francisco. We gave him, we give him a toss, we let him run the balls, like we just, by any means, we just put the ball in the hand. The play calling was better. It could have, it was better than normal, but it could have still been a little better. Our red zone offense got to get a little better. Like use your backs in the red zone. You got that record, Kenyon Drake, Mike Davis, you got J.K. Dobbins. Go I formation and run the ball down there. Like you don't got to go 3 receivers spread all the time. You got to play football in the red zone. Defensively, man, Mike McDonald was taking a lot of heat from everybody. So the last 2 weeks, his defense been performing. Though you hold Burrow 17 points, you hold Josh Allen to 20, 23 points. So and I mean every week we get a turnover. So it was like last year we had 7 turnovers all together. This year we got double that damn near. So the defense was amazing. The coaching was much better. Harbaugh took his points. So he definitely gets a game ball for me. Just by deciding to take the points. And look what happened. We came down, got a game on the field goal. So he definitely just gotta trust his team a little bit more. It's okay to want to gamble a little bit. But sometimes you just gotta take 7. It's not always guaranteed. But like I said, overall good team win. Go ahead, Jason. It's back to you.
Yeah, you just brought up the coach and the coordinators. I do think that this was a game that they had to step up. They had to step up. We were undermanned at a couple of key positions. I thought coming into the game, Peters wasn't going to play. Missing Bateman, I think that goes to Brione's point, like with Lamar holding the ball. It was, I have to go back and look at the tape, and I'll post some of it, but I don't feel like we were getting a lot of separation versus Cincinnati going into the game. Hey, Miss B. And Yolanda, yeah. So I thought it was a really good game, and we saw the difference between Mike McDonald and Wink Martindale in that game. I think one of the reasons that Wink left was because he was unwilling to bend his style of just attacking all the time. And when you look at a team like Cincinnati, and if I want to expand that out to Kansas City and even Buffalo, if you want to hold these teams down, you cannot play press man and expect Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, some of the other great quarterbacks to just go all out, all or nothing against them all the time. They will burn you. So I like what McDonald is doing. The change in philosophy showed, we're going to give up a little bit more in the run game than we want by playing off like that. We're going to have a lot more tip passes and turnovers because we got bodies waiting in the secondary. So overall, I think it really paid off for this game. The Mike McDonald philosophy, I was really happy to see it pay off. We have problems to fix. And then on offense, I think Roman did call a good game considering what we had out there and what we were facing. So yes, man, overall, like you said, there's things I could pick on. Lamar, I think he gets overhyped sometimes when the situation gets too big. It's really like the only knock I have on him. He can do anything you want on a football field. But that throw, especially to Colin Wallace, he just needs to relax a little bit, put a little air under it, and that game's over. But it's a 4th and 2 crucial situation. Just so happy, like Hendo said, that we were able to pull out the win and kind of squash a little bit of that Cincinnati cockiness that we seen coming from their fans and their players.
Go ahead, Hendo.
All right. You're not going to hear me say this too often, but I have to give Gregory Roman a little bit of credit. You said he may not have called the best of games, but I think with what he had to work with, he did a pretty decent job. He had to manufacture offense because without Bateman there, nobody really fears Duvernay, nobody fears Wallace, nobody fears Prochet. It's pretty much Mandrews. And I think he did a good job of trying to mix things up to scheme people open. Now, listen, Lamar is not above reproach. He should have hit those shots, especially the one to Tylan Wallace. He was wide open. But I do think for Lamar, he's pressing a little bit. and he's trying to show people he's a pocket passer. That's why he's not running. That's why he sees these open lanes, and he's trying to shut these critics up instead of playing his game. I think if Lamar plays his game, we blow anybody out because nobody can touch this man. He's the most dynamic man in the NFL. Now, defensively, I'm a little concerned. And you said we held Buffalo to 23 points. That was because they had some injuries. If Isaiah McKenzie didn't break his leg, it may be a different game if they didn't play in the rain. Cincinnati, if T. Higgins wasn't hurt, this might have been a different game. I think that was a big issue that came up. Jason spoke about it as far as the run game goes. Joe Mixon was averaging 2.5 yards a carry for the season. He averaged 5.5 yards a carry last night. I think these are some concerns and some things that we need to clean up. Me, I'm not a Mike McDonald fan. I think, and I've said it before, he should have stayed his senior year in college. He can get better. I think he's going to learn, but I just think, me personally, I don't think that defensive coordinators in Baltimore can kind of use their own identity. I think there's a blueprint that's set, and they have to work and scheme around what the Ravens want to do. That's why we see some of the same stuff. That's why you see Justin Madubuike dropping back in coverage. Like, why is he back in coverage? Another thing with Madubuike, and I've said this before, he's on the uptick. But for some reason, when he starts to get going, they take him out the game.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get that. Why is Calais Campbell playing more snaps than Justin Madubuike? But listen, I'm glad we got the win. But going forward against teams that aren't injured, this may not work.
Go ahead.
Credit to what both of you guys said, just to piggyback off it. Offensively, looking at it last night, and I said this, JP, run the ball. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, I always say this every episode. To me, nobody in the National Football League wants to go in the hole with Patrick Ricard one-on-one. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. No linebacker. I don't care who you are, safety, not even the defensive lineman wants to see him one-on-one when he gets it going because, he will put you in the dirt. Run the ball. I'm like, why are we shying away from the run game? They couldn't stop it. I didn't understand it. I feel like on offense, personnel, I look at it. We had 3 tight ends in the game, on the throwing play, and all of them go out for routes, which I didn't understand. I'm like, so we're not going to have no wide receivers in. We're just going to have tight ends in, and we're going to send everybody out on the route. Didn't make sense. So I feel like, it can get better, but these formations, I'm tired of seeing. It seems like to me when Bateman goes out, it seems like Roman. He just goes back to what he knows. I mean, where's the adjustments at? Okay, what are we doing? Okay, we can go under center a little bit more. I mean, we getting yards, we getting curries. Where's Nick Boyle at? Is he hurt? We need a second level blocker because Josh Oliver is not it. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. When we need a second level blocker, he's not our guy. So is Boyle hurt? He was suited up last night. I don't even think he touched the field. And it's just personnel. Now, Lamar did have some overthrown throws, as we all know. The one to Tyon Wallace, I think he got a little excited when he seen it. And to his credit, and you was at the game, JP, you could let me know. When Wallace put his hand up, to me it looked like he kind of slowed down instead of kept running. It looked like he kind of he seen it and he just stopped. So I think that's why he kind of overshot him. The one to Duvernay, he threw it, and Lamar when he throws, he doesn't take it all the way back. He flicks that wrist and it just floats. It's like it catches a sail and it just goes, But we all could. He could work on that. A lot of quarterbacks have overthrown passes. He wasn't the first one that didn't see somebody or didn't hit him. I mean, Russell Wilson missed the open touchdown the other night. So, but that's stuff that we could work on defensively. I don't understand. Credit to what you said, Hendo. Why is Campbell getting all these snaps? Madubuike to me is our best lineman up front. Travis Jones is his snaps limited. Roger Washington is getting time. I don't understand, what's going on. But I'm just going to say this right now. Calais Campbell is not what he used to be. I mean, he's getting stood up. He's not getting no pressure. He's not pushing. So I don't understand what's going on. Madubuike needs to be in. Travis Jones, we need youth up there to help, and right now Campbell is just a leader. And I was watching the game last night, and I said at this point, he needs to go on the shelf like Campbell Soup because he's not really he's not effective. Kyle Hamilton. I don't know. I don't know if he's ready. I don't know if I seen him come in last night on Hayden Hurst, and he wasn't going to catch the touchdown for one, so you didn't have to put your hands on him. And then Williams gets hurt, and they don't even bring you in. They put Geno Stone in.
Preach.
This makes me question, that Kyle Hamilton. I don't know if he's not ready or he gets confused, because from what I've seen, and I said this before, Chuck Clark and Williams have been chewing him out when he's in the game. So I don't know, what the deal is. But it's a lot of things we got to fix. And like you said, mainly try to, we can stop the run. Queen has to get off blocks. Last night I felt like he was playing a little better. Shout out to JPP for doing his thing, getting a little pressure. The refs was terrible. Oway was getting held. JP, did you hear me? I'm gonna give a little slack to Oway. He was getting held. But overall, I don't know what it's going to be, because like you said, if it wasn't for injuries, we don't know where we would be at, because defensively up front, I mean, what is going on? To me, we need to bring Isaiah Mack up from the practice squad, because we literally you keep putting Cam on there, he's not making no noise. We need some youth up there, and Travis Jones and Matabike, like you said, especially Matabike, once he gets hot, once he gets going, they take him out the game. I don't understand it.
Go ahead, Brione.
I just want to give up for Patrick Queen, man. He bounced back. He dropped 2 of them, and I was like, what's going on? He got butterfingers, but I feel like he had to get that one against Joe Burrow. But at the same time, he just got to play better overall. Fill the gap, stay disciplined, and just ball out. I mean, we know you fast, but you gotta show you can coverage. You can coverage people. You can get the job done when we need you to. You know what I'm saying? You starting. So I just want to give a shout out to him. And Marcus Peters, he definitely carried over some of that. And we talked about that on the last show I was on, how they got the fighting and stuff at the end of the game, how they can use that as fuel to get the job done and to play better. So I like to see that out of the defense. Offensively, to go off what y'all said, Lamar did miss some passes, especially that interception. That was way over my man's head. So he get that down. That's a completion. We don't know what happened after that. We can go score again, So just we got to play just a little adjustments. Like I said, when we lose to teams I know we can beat, that's what gets me. I'm like, we got all the talent in the world. We have the talent. It's just we just have to execute better and stop doing them crazy penalties and just shooting ourselves in the foot. So once we get it all together, and it's still week 5 going on week 6, so it ain't no panic, but it's frustration when we should be undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, we just keep building, keep growing, and trust, big trust. Y'all know big trust. There's always big trust, no matter what. When we break down, get it together, gel back together, and we get the job done. We go forward, move forward. That's what I have for it.
Well said, Brion. But yeah, me personally, just to piggyback off everybody's D line, yeah, I agree. Matabuke should be on the field more. But Calais Campbell, he played pretty well last night, man. He caused a lot of pressure. And I saw what Mike McDonald did. Instead of him putting him inside, he put him outside on the edge. Because people forget he's normally an edge rusher. But by him being his size and coming here in a 3-4 defense, he's playing a little out of position, which you still got to adjust. It's the NFL. But in Jacksonville, he was a 4-3 end. Arizona 4-3, and that's where he had. If you notice, Henry, that's where he had all them sacks at them 15, 16. He comes up, he let him edge a little bit more because now he can get his hands on a tackle instead of having 2 people beating up on him. He only got 1. So I'm glad Mike McDonald did that and realized that, like, okay, he can come off the edge because that's where he had his most success at. But yeah, he does got to play a little bit too. To your point, right? Travis Jones definitely has to play more. That kid can rush the pass and stop the run. So just the whole defensive line rotation should be a little bit more better. Like we should have fresh bodies coming in, like Roger Washington should be, subbing in for somebody. Like JPP, him in the old way shouldn't be playing the whole entire game. You activated Brandon Copeland, who didn't do too bad. Like I said, you got Tyus Bowser going to be coming back soon. And like I said, hopefully going on with David Ajabo in his situation to be ready. So once we get like all those guys healthy, like I said, our rotation should be good. We shouldn't have no tired legs in the fourth quarter. The offensive line, to me, as a whole, played amazing. Like I said, the pass protection was there. Lamar only got sacked one time, which was a penalty for real. They opened up running lanes. Like I said, having Ronnie back, helped a little bit. They had Patrick McCarry back, helped too. And I gotta give shout out to Tyler Linderbaum, man. He got hurt, came back in the game, man. He got it out. He said, "Man, the hell with this, man. I'm going back in the game, man." He chose.
Yes, sir.
He ain't gonna lose his spot.
Yeah, he told Joe D. Alexander, O-line coach, I got nothing against Christian Cologne. I trust him, but nah, I'm finishing this game, man. And that was big, man. We need to get first down, run the clock down, keep the field goal, man. So Harbaugh, I'm glad he learned this lesson, man. Like, you got the best kicker in the league, man. Try all the time. Use him, man. You got the secret weapon. Use him. Use JT.
You feel?
It come down to him, man. Like, I put my faith in him. Like, so, Greg Roman definitely, like I said, he called a pretty good game for, like you said, for what he had to work with. But the only thing I'm gonna say is Lamar got to go through his progressions a little bit more because Lamar Robinson had single coverage all night. He should have took a little bit more shots to him and Prochet. Like, I'm getting wrong. So I know you love Andrews, but when we play better teams, the playoff team, y'all know this. They're gonna double him like the Titans did in the playoffs 3 years ago. So we gotta get in the habit of spread that ball around a little bit more. But overall, like I said, man, it was. Like I said, it definitely wasn't the prettiest or the most exciting. But hey, I'd rather take an ugly win than a pretty loss. The Dolphins game was a pretty loss.
Y'all know that's how we get anyway. We get the ugly loss. We get the ugly wins. No matter how it goes, we get the ugly ones. But we take them. We take them.
Back to you, Jason.
Hey, we had some ugly losses. I don't think those losses were pretty. I'm gonna split with Justin on that one, man. Those were heartbreakers, man. And a couple of things that I want to build on just from my perspective and my specialty. Geno Stone versus Kyle Hamilton. This is something that's very I have very strong feelings about. So I watched Kyle Hamilton now, watch him very closely. In the back end, when it comes to Kyle Hamilton, he's made more mental mistakes than fans realize on TV. There was a pass in the Buffalo game that was broken up. It could have been a touchdown. I think it was Marcus Williams or whatever that broke it up. That Kyle Hamilton blew that play too. Everybody saw what happened in the Miami game. Going all the way back to the Jets game, when they have put Kyle Hamilton in that back end, you can see clearly, it's like confirmed to me by people going over and talking to him, throwing up their arms, telling him to get his stuff together. So I have no problem at all, especially in the middle of a game like that that's so important, that's so low scoring. I would take Geno Stone over Kyle in the back end as a free safety, okay? Not talking about in the box. I'm talking about in the back end where your responsibility matters. Geno Stone is not a playmaker. He takes great angles. He is where he's supposed to be. And we saw last year when he took over for Brandon Stevens in that Packers game, I believe, things calmed down a lot on the back end. So if you're talking about a box safety covering tight ends, he had the Hurst, Hamilton had the Hurst incident last night. But I understand, man, you get Kyle Hamilton in the game, let him use his size, let him wreck shop in the box. But Hamilton, I agree with Yolanda. He will get there eventually. It's a trust thing, though. Like this game against the Giants, I could see the coaches relying on Kyle Hamilton over Geno Stone a little bit more because, let's face it, the Giants don't have many weapons on that back end. We could play a simple single-man safety, just let Kyle hang back there and have the whole back end and be trusted for a situation like that. Against Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, different spot. So I like the fact that Geno Stone came in last night and did what he did his thing. Offensive line, probably the biggest, most pleasant surprise for me this year is our pass protection. Lamar being one of the fewest hit quarterbacks in the league, I ain't see that coming. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm worried about Lamar's protection constantly. So that's been a good thing. It was nice to see them get it cranking in the run game last night. So, just building off of what I heard you guys say, yeah, I got strong feelings about the Kyle Hamilton, Geno Stone. I think Kyle will be fine eventually. His instincts are good. He's playing like Ed Reed right now and not playing like a rookie. You got it. That kind of stuff comes with a lot of time, a lot of experience. Kyle's just got to settle down, take care of his responsibility first before he tries doing all that extra back there. So, yeah, I still think thumbs up with this team. I'm higher on McDonald than most. I think we played one bad quarter, horrible quarter against Miami. Other than that, man, the Jets game I thought was pretty good. Buffalo was okay. It's a coordinator feeling his way into the league and feeling his way into the personnel too. So, I feel like there's upside on both sides of the ball. Bowser coming back. I still would like to see another receiver added to this team. I still would like to see an inside linebacker added to this team. I think that's where we're weak right now. I think the edge will take care of itself.
Hey Jason, not to add on what you said real quick. I think we get AJ Klein?
Yes,
Did we make that official? Oh, so we got AJ Klein coming in. We got Isabella at receiver coming. So it should be. Hey, I would like to have Odell, but it is what it. Odell's doing his thing, but Odell would be a nice complimentary piece. He one of the stars. He ain't lost. I don't think he lost anything. That'd be a great gel to our receiver core, and then AJ Klein coming in at linebacker. I think he'll help out a lot. Josh Bond's a little old. He a little up there, but he'll be a complimentary piece to the linebacker piece too. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say I'm seeing it with Bynes. I was just agreeing with you. It's just he's bailed us out for what 3 years in a row, something like that. He spent 1 year with the Bengals, but you know what I mean. And it's just not quite Josh Bynes. You'll see it in splashes, like with most older players, play here, play there. That's Josh Bynes. But on a down-to-down basis, man, he's getting blocked more than I think he is. And just to add on before you take over, I've been Team Odell for quite a while because if his knee's good, like we don't know what's up with his knee when he'll be returned, but the way the Ravens lean on tight ends and way they want to see what Duvernay and other guys got, I feel like adding Odell as an X factor down the stretch. Yeah,
I agree with that. All
right, Hendo, man, back to you, man.
Oh, where do I start? Offensively, yes, we most definitely need to get a wide receiver. That's why all offseason we were talking about we need to get some kind of veteran presence in here because if something happens to Bateman, they're going to double Andrews and we're going to be in a ton of trouble. And it came to fruition. Now, as far as Andy Isabella goes, it's the same scenario that we've been going through since after training camp. We keep getting these players that other teams cut. They were cut for a reason because they're not that good. And we think that they're going to come in here and save the team. And it happens and that's the thing that frustrates me the most. It's not the player itself. It's that everybody's always like, oh, snap, we just picked up so-and-so. He's going to turn the team around. 3 weeks later, cut him. Pick up somebody else. Oh, no, we're going to get him. We getting him? Oh, man, he's going to take over for so-and-so. We're going to the Super Bowl now. Oh, man, he didn't make it a week. So I think we need to stop playing Moneyball, so to speak, and actually start filling holes. We need to get off of this draft capital because year in and year out, Eric DeCosta's getting 9, 10, 11 picks. And to me, all his picks have been busts. He's picked up a couple of decent players here. But let's be real about the situation. To take it, and Jason, don't hurt me, Jason. Please. I don't want no problems from you, bruh. But Hamilton is a bust. I mean, he's not a bust. He's a bust in the sense of no. I don't mean a bust in the sense of the normal. He ain't gonna be this. I mean bust as in I'm tired of people crowning somebody generational talent. If you're a generational talent, you can beat out Chuck Clark. If you're a generational talent, you can beat out Geno Stone. Now, I don't need a top 10, 15 pick to play in the box. I didn't draft you in the top 15. If I drafted you in the top 15, I expect you to make plays. I expect you to be right. I don't hear anybody saying Micah Parsons, let's give him a couple years to get ready. No, he's a real generational talent that goes out and affects the game. I'm tired of the Ravens thinking that they've outsmarted people because that's the big thing. Oh, they outsmarted everybody and picked up Kyle Hamilton with the 14th pick. No, other teams just knew. We're not putting a top 15 pick into a safety. He didn't fall to us. He just really wasn't as good as people thought that he is. Mental lapses, that counts as a part of the player. I don't care if you have all the physical tools with Patrick Queen. I think Patrick Queen has all the physical tools in the world to be one of the better linebackers in the NFL. But mentally, he's just not there. And Yolanda told me to tell you. Yolanda told me to tell all of y'all that Odafe Owe, and I know y'all like to say he getting held. He went from one play Owe back to no way.
Hey,
Yolanda
not to cut you
said
off,
Yolanda told me. She told me to tell y'all that this morning.
but you know how I feel about. I call him Odafe or Bust. That's just what I call him. That's his name for me, Odafe or Bust.
He's not a bust because, for me personally, I didn't expect anything out of him. Now I know in EDC y'all trust, not y'all, but in essence, in EDC y'all trust. We knew what it was. And people can speak to college production and the 0 sacks last year. I know that it doesn't mean much, but if you could tell, he doesn't have any pass rush moves. He just has speed. And he just runs as hard as he plays. Listen, the dude plays his hardest. And I think that another problem is the team that he went to. The Baltimore Ravens overwork people. That's why Justin Houston got hurt. That's why all of these older players are getting injured, because we play them too much. And I think that they're playing Owe a little too much during the game. And by the end, he's done. Like, he's spent. Like, he can't do no more. He got hurt last year because you wanted him to rush the passer, and then you want him to play gunner on special teams. So I think part of it is the player. A lot of it has to do with the coaching. But yeah, but I don't think Owe's a bust. He wasn't worth a first round pick, but you know.
AJ, floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's a bust for where he was picked at with a first round pick. That's just my take on it.
I can't argue with that.
And I touch bases on it every time. JP, you know this. I say him and Mika Parsons went to the same school, so I know coaching wasn't the issue. I'm just gonna say it, and I know Dallas. I'm gonna keep saying it. Dallas defensively or their personnel is not better than ours. I'm gonna say that.
AJ, hold on. What you say? Micah Parsons. I let you get with it. It's Micah.
Yeah,
Micah
Parsons.
Parsons.
So,
hey, Justin, it's Matabike too. Let me get you on that. That man's name. Look at my nose.
Y'all to piss Jason off.
Okay.
Y'all to piss Jason off.
You're right. You're right.
So for me, I didn't expect nothing from him when we was getting him. I looked at him. I was like, for one, I never heard of the guy, really. I never really heard of the name. And I just was like, who is this kid? And they talk about how fast he was, but I don't care how fast you are. I want to know, can you make a play? That's the same thing with wide receivers. I don't care how fast you run in a straight line. I want to know if the game is on the line and it's 4th and 3 and I throw you the ball, can you get that first down? Can you get that touchdown? That's what I want to know. I don't care about that. So for me, I've been writing him off. As for Lady Queen, I'm not. I mean, for me, where he was drafted at for us, I believe he's a bust. If he would have came in, like I said, late 2nd, early 3rd, I could live with that.
Yep.
But first round pick for where we drafted him at, bust. Kyle Hamilton, I'm with Hendo on this to be. Kyle is a bust. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He looks like he belongs in the NBA. He looks like he belongs on the Golden State Warriors. He wants to be a pretty boy. He don't want to play football. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I believe he's a bust.
Wow.
Where we drafted this kid at, I just don't see it. I mean, I see him get out there on the field. He looks lost. He doesn't know what to do. He gets constantly yelled at. I mean, he's not working out for us. And just to go back to EDC, I mean, who has he drafted that has really impacted us? I mean, what really has EDC really done? Who has he really drafted that has really impacted us? Because when I look at the draft, you draft a wide receiver in Hollywood who had an injury to his foot. He's, I'll say 5'8", maybe 140 pounds on a good day with his equipment and his cleats on. I mean, you look at him, that's another first round pick. I mean, what really has he done? Then you go down to Patrick Quay, Odafe Owe. Odafe Owe, he had the shoulder injury that we later found out about. That's why he was playing with the brace on there. Another guy who was hurt. Lindenbaum has a foot injury, but Lindenbaum looks good. I'm not going to say he's a bust, but he looks good. He's a scrappy little guy. I like him. I'll take him. Patrick Queen was a 1 year wonder. I'm not even going to say that. He was just a guy who was on the team that won a championship. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing in college. We wasted the draft pick on this kid. He's a bust. Lady Queen, Odafe O bust, and Pretty Boy Hamilton. Those two right there, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what EDC is doing. Now, the moves that he did make, bringing in Peters, I would say that's a good move. That's one good move I can acknowledge.
Campbell.
We go out and we get Williams as safety. That's another good move. But honestly, what has he done for this team and the general manager wise? I mean, okay, you bring back Calais Campbell, an older veteran who's there.
I meant the first time.
Yeah, but
not the second time.
But we need youth. We need young guys up front. We need young guys who can come in there, ball, youth, good legs, who are ready to perform. I'm tired of us, like Hendo said, getting these guys who have been cut, or you out there just floating around, and we want to be cheap. We need a dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, Andy Isabella. I don't know where we picking them up. First and foremost, we have wide receivers. We don't even use the guys we got. Okay, DeMarcus Robinson, I believe easily can be a 1 or a 2. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Duvernay is playing like he could be a 1 or 2. But then most of the time, to me, it's not even that they playing, it's Lamar improvising. It's not Greg Roman's play calling, it's Lamar improvising. The plays break down, and these guys just happen to find a way to get open, or Lamar find a way to run out the pocket or sit there, and these guys get open because our route tree overlaps so much. We have the most overlap route tree, I think, in the NFL. Our routes are just, they trash to me. But I don't know, man. It's just we need some young guys, and I don't know if you guys heard, but Carolina is trying to clean house. So what do you guys think about trading for a DJ Moore? I don't know what you guys think, but just give me your thoughts on that.
Me personally, I think it would be perfect. Like, listen, we already effed up on Stephon Diggs twice. We should have drafted DJ Moore when he came out of Maryland. Like, we have this talent in our backyard, and we let it slip away. If we have the opportunity to get him now, I think it would be perfect. Listen, I don't mean no harm. They need to go hard and get him and Christian McCaffrey and Brian Burns. Like, if you're really trying to do a wholesale fire sale,
it's not Madden, bro, and I'm a Madden junkie. It ain't Madden.
Listen, it don't have to be Madden, but you know what? Listen, get who you can. Package some deal, at least get 2 of them. Like, I know you have the Ravens have to get their defense, so you get Brian Burns because you have to get your defense. There's no way that the Ravens will go out and just get offense. It's not their style. It's just not their style. But listen,
first and seconds both years, I don't see him doing that. I can see him getting DJ Moore and Brian Burns. Christian McCaffrey not really needed because you got J.K. and Gus, in my opinion. Is he better than him? Yes, but that's more a necessity than a need.
Okay, so you telling me investing $43 million into a defensive backfield, drafting a safety while we just paid $170 million isn't overkill? This is my problem with Baltimore Ravens fans. It's okay when we do stuff on defense, but when it comes to offense, it's a little bit too much.
The running back.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't know.
So are we trying?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just asking, are we trying to win or are we not? Because listen, we can say what we want to. This style of football ain't gonna cut it in the playoffs.
I get you, but Brian Burns on rookie contract, DJ Moore contract is not. He's still on rookie contract too on a 50 option. Those contracts are manageable. Christian McCaffrey got 90-something million for a running back, and he's amazing. He do everything well, but this do you really want to show to that? You will have to restructure it.
He
gonna cost a first and something else.
Hey, Justin, and
McCaffrey is almost literally possible to add at this point.
Listen,
you can't I would like to live in that world too, but you can't the money that's owed to McCaffrey this year. You can restructure Peters, you can restructure Andrews. Hell, you could probably get a couple million off of Tucker, but McCaffrey is that's not even worth talking about. In my personal opinion, I'm a big yes to DJ.
We don't have to get McCaffrey. We don't have to get McCaffrey. I just need y'all. Well, not you, but I just need the organization to show Lamar I'm going all in. I don't care if you get him or not. You just need to show Lamar, look, I'm trying to get you some help. Because the way that it's looking, every time we get something, we get a Kyle Hamilton or a Dafe Owe or a Patrick Queen. There, we getting this for Lamar. How?
Hindu, that's the wrong names, man. You got to say the names I gave you, Lady Queen.
No, bro. I'm not disrespecting. Listen, bro, I'm not disrespecting the men, bro. They are Baltimore Ravens. Like them or not, bro, I'm gonna give them the respect that they deserve. I mistakenly called Queen Patricia last night. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not. And it was a Freudian slip. But just for me personally, I wanted to see some real effort being put into it. Like, you don't have to really acquire these people, but I'm tired of hearing, yeah, we went after DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, we went after Stephon Diggs. You know, we tried to get Devontae Parker, and we thought about getting Tyreek Hill. Like, I'm tired of this fake we tried, because you can't try 100 times and miss 100 times. You know, even with the Bobby Wagner situation, we offered 500,000 more than his home team. Okay, well, why don't you offer him some real money that'll say, hey, we really want you to come here, and we don't believe in Patrick Queen.
Hey, Justin, dude, I agree with a lot of what Hendo's saying. I just want to say, for this year, practical solutions to get back to your Panthers question. I'm all in on the DJ Moore. That is a young player. That is a guy that is under a manageable contract. That is a guy that you could add to this team that would help not only now, but in the future. It would facilitate Lamar. Man, you got DJ Moore, a yak guy. You got Bateman, a route running guy. You got Mark Andrews in the middle. That would help. That would make our offense undefensible, hard to plan for enough. And another guy I want to throw out there that not many people know about is Frankie Louvu. He is a middle linebacker that does not play games. I don't know if you saw me mention it on Twitter, but here's another guy the league is undervaluing middle linebackers. This guy is a Baltimore Ravens throwback type linebacker who can cover, who is physical, because, you know, my main problem with Queen is just there's a few of them, but I tweeted out last night during the game. It just hurts me on some kind of level to see our linebacker not be the baddest man on the planet, constantly getting dragged, you know, getting run over, that kind of thing. It's like, if you're bad in coverage, all right, I can deal with that, but let's bring some physicality to the game in that aspect. So yes, like, I would be willing to go out of our normal comfort zone to acquire guys like DJ Moore, Frankie Louvu. Those are the two guys that I really like on Carolina. Brian Burns, I would love to, but I feel like if I had to make a choice, looking at who we got coming back at edge and the financial commitment, we'd have to make the Burns, who is a free agent after this year. I would say the most EDC, but the most aggressive EDC type things we could do would be DJ Moore and Frankie Louvu.
Brione cut off, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. I agree with everything y'all said. I'm just gonna have my own fan. First, I'm gonna start with the first round draft pick. Shut up, y'all, guys. Come on, y'all got. You know what it is? It's so spoiled. Not saying you guys in general, but me and Hendo have this conversation. Jason and man, we had this conversation before too.
We are spoiled.
Yeah. Like, middle linebackers, you think everybody gonna play like that. Not gonna happen. Wayne, yes, he doesn't need to play better, yes, but his grades been good at PFF. Take it for whatever you want. Like I said, I know it ain't the most reliable source, so I just want to throw that nugget out there. Kyle Hamilton grades been pretty good too. So, you know, he had like a 77 or 80. So these guys, like Hamilton, definitely gonna be better with time. That's just a given. Like I said, size. You can't coach 6'4", 6'5". You can coach little intangibles. He's gonna be okay. By season's end, he's definitely going to be on the field more. And next year, he's going to be a full-time starter, without a doubt. Queen, I think Queen finally got a coordinator that know how to utilize him a little better. He's in position more to make plays. He just got to do the thing with his end and just close. Odafe, like you said, Hendo, he's spent. They got to definitely play other guys. When you got to rotate defensive line, that's a lot of work to keep rushing after the pass all day. I played D-line my whole entire life. That takes a lot of work to keep 200-300-pound men, 200-something-pound running back, and got to bring down a quarterback. That is a lot. That is a lot. You casual fans don't look at that. They think it's easy. That is a lot. Because every single player, D lineman, you got to everybody, linebackers and corners can chill if the ball don't come their way. Edge rushers and interior guy, every single play, you got to battle. You got to beat somebody in front of you every single play, whether it's run or pass. That takes a lot out of you. So he definitely got to be careful a little more. But I think those three guys are going to be okay. I'm not saying run them out of town. Let's just be a little patient. Like, we didn't have much worse draft. We didn't have Arthur Brown. We didn't have Matt Elam. We didn't have guys like Courtney Upshaw. Like that was much worse. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold off on the bus later.
Hey, Justin, were any of them first round picks?
Huh?
Were any of those first round picks you just named?
Matt Elam and
Matt. I mean, aside from Elam, but they played him out of position. But he went to Florida.
That was like the second, and what's the name of the second? But we ain't had first round picks those years, so they were all first round picks.
All right, one more question. Is size a skill?
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is that right there, once you teach him the other stuff they need to know, him being 6'4" is going to play into our hand because now he could take a step over the top from the tight ends and stuff like that. So he basically can be like a mini Cam Chancellor. Because like I said, Cam Chancellor wasn't amazing in coverage. He was good enough, but he came down and laid the boom on you. I could see Kyle Hamilton being that type of player. He's not going to get 50 interceptions. Like, just get that thrown out your head. He might get maybe 20, something like that. And he's going to make a lot of big hits.
That's why you my guy, because you're so positive. That's why you my guy. You're so positive.
Bro, who's negative compared to you, Hendo? I don't know, man. No.
Listen, I'm known as being negative because I'm sorry. I treat this team like I treat my children. I'm very hard on my children, and I treat this team the same way because we are spoiled. We
love
them. We expect more. Like, listen, I know, and especially with the newer Ravens fans, since Lamar came aboard, they're used to seeing us win. I've been through the lean times. I've been there through the beginning when we had no defense. And for me, it's like I get mad because we could have put together a team so much better and won the Super Bowl by now. In my opinion, we could have done that. We could have developed a dynasty under Lamar. Once we realized in 2019 that he really can throw that ball, we could have done so much more. But we want to stick to the antiquated ways of the early 2000s, 2010s. And it ain't going to work. And we still trying to do it. But I think things are switching a little bit because even on the press at the beginning of the year, they said we want to be a run-heavy team, run ball dominant. We want to do this. We ain't running the ball.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to say this one last thing. I'm going to let Brione go. Then we'll get to all good, bad, ugly moments in the game. Then we'll close out. We could have traded for Brione Jones. I just saw he went for a 7th round pick or something like that. So it's just stuff like that. Like, we got to stop. Like you said, we don't need 15 draft picks every year. Like we drafted Bates in the 6th round and cut him. So it's like we gotta roll the dice. Like we should have went and traded for Stephon Diggs and gave up that 1st round pick. But we should have definitely not take Aiden Hurst and take either Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore. Like it's like Wayne. I just said I definitely still got faith. I wanted Jordan Brooks instead or Kenneth Murray
or T Higgins.
Yeah, T Higgins. Yeah, he did. But by him. He would have definitely helped too, sure, especially coming off that loss. But he definitely got to do a better job for us draft. It hasn't been horrible, but it hasn't been great either. Because his whole 2019 draft class, only 2 players still remain on the team. And that's Justice Hill was hurt and Ben Powell. So his 2020 class is a little better. 2021 is not too bad. Like I don't even know what Dalen Haynes is at right now. Like I don't know what happened with him. He got hurt.
They faked the injury and medically cut him.
Right, he could have been a contributor, like far as to come in and spell somebody and just give him a blow. But that he basically handicapped us depth of edge rusher for no reason. Like you should just let the kid play. Just that way, Oway and them have fresh legs up for it. But he definitely has to do a better job with that. Go ahead, Brione. You go ahead and say your piece, and we'll get to our last segment, the good, bad, and ugly. So go ahead, Brione.
We got 2 things. We should have kept Jimmy Smith. We should have kept him on the roster and kept him playing. He was a dog for us. He made plays. Jimmy Smith. And to go off what y'all said about the receivers, I don't know what Harbaugh them thinking, but when they seen that we had potential in Lamar, we definitely should have started getting receivers. We really ain't have too many good receivers, and I don't know why we shy away from getting receivers, but we just to compliment him and to give him his pieces like Hudson, like he said, you gotta, if you believe in your quarterback, you gotta give him pieces. You can't just have him throwing the tight ends all the time. That's not gonna work. It never do. So I would like to see us to draft better receivers, get our receivers going, so we can compliment him. And last night I heard that we was the least team to spend money on receivers. How y'all gonna do that? And y'all trying to build in Lamar? You can't be the last team that put money into receivers, thinking Lamar gonna do it all. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see us do better on that if we really trying to help Lamar and elevate our offense instead of just putting everything on defense.
Got you. All right, now we're going to our last segment, our good, bad, ugly moments in the game. Jason, I'm gonna go ahead and let you start. Give me your good, bad, and ugly moments of yesterday's win.
Good, man. I'll go quickly. I'll go quickly. My good, Justin Tucker. No explanation necessary. The coordinators go under the good, and then I want to say Lamar's versatility and his competitiveness. It wasn't a good game for Lamar overall, but he showed you at the end that if X and Y and Z isn't working, he's got letters that ain't even in the alphabet that he can pull out his competitiveness, his versatility. You can't keep a good man down. The legs were needed to win this game, and they were. So, yeah, I got Tucker's coordinator, Lamar's just overall competitiveness as the good. The bad, run defense. That's the only thing I got. It's a long-term concern for me. I want to get back to being able to make teams one-dimensional. If we can do that with the talent we have in the secondary, we can really win a game or two on defense. And the ugly for me, Marcus Williams' injury. That's a really good player. That is a true free safety, which is rare in the National Football League. He came in, blended into this system, picked it up, made it his own very, very quickly. So it'll be a good opportunity for Hamilton and Stone to show their worth around the league and really make a name for themselves. But it's an ugly, ugly injury for the Ravens to have to endure.
Go ahead, Hendo. Your good, bad, and ugly moments of yesterday's win.
The good, we won the game. Most definitely. It gives us first place in the division. It gives us a division win with the other team struggling. It has a leg up and gives us a little bit of a cushion. My bad is going to have to be the run defense. Like he said, like with what Mixon was doing prior to that and the kind of issues that Cincinnati was having with their offensive line gelling, we should have dominated them. They shouldn't have been able to run the ball on us. As far as the ugly, what is the guy's name? Steve Saunders? Who's the head athletic trainer?
Yeah, I think it's Steve.
He's my ugly. Listen, ever since he's been here, we've had damn near injury a game. Whatever he's doing ain't working. And the Marcus Williams one, that one might hurt. That one might, and I'm not saying that it had anything to do with the athletic training. It's just that every game I'm tired of seeing somebody go down. Every single game. It's kind of hurting our chances, but to Jason's point, it's going to give us a chance to see what these young guys can do because you never know down the line when we're going to need them in the playoffs. So they now have that game experience behind them, but I still don't like seeing the injuries.
Gotcha. Go ahead, AJ. You're good, bad, ugly.
Good. We won a game, of course. Stanley is back. He looked good, for the reps that we've seen. I want to give a shout out to him for going out there and, just the injury and what he'd been through, the multiple surgeries. And to be honest, not knowing if he ever was going to, play football again with all that weight going on that ankle. So that was good. The bad personnel. And when I say personnel, I'll say personnel on both sides of the ball. I feel like certain people should be in on certain plays and certain players should just be out there on the field. I don't know if they keep trying to fill people out or what, but I don't know what it's going to take because on certain downs, certain players shouldn't be in, and we shouldn't be in certain formations. I mean, are we trying to get a first down to sustain a drive and score, or are we just going out there experimenting, seeing what we have? And that goes for defense as well. Do you want to leave your hot hand in, or are you guys experimenting and trying to see what you have? I would say the ugly is, of course, we lose Williams for a couple of games. We don't, know how long, but I just don't have, from what I see in Hamilton, he's not ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. And the way it looks, Brandon Stevens and Geno Stone are going to have to play safety. I believe Hamilton will get out there on the field, but to me, mentally, I don't know if he can't read the field. I don't know if he can't understand his assignment. But he's not ready. Does he have the physical body? Yeah, but I mean, if you don't got the brains, then I mean that physicality don't mean nothing. Especially you being a player that plays off the ball. I mean, it's not like you you just a guy who we could just go ahead and get a defensive tackle, just take up two blockers and we'll let the linebacker do the rest. That's not his case. You got it's called a skill position, for a reason. You're a skilled player. And mentally, I don't think he has the skills. But shout out to Justin Tucker, for winning it. But That's my take on it.
All right, Brione, give me your good, bad, and ugly.
Good, bad, and ugly is pretty much the same all around with the rest of y'all. We got the dub. We managed the game better. As coach, the coaches managed the game a little bit better, or better. Yeah, definitely better from last week. And the bad, I would say the run defense. I don't know if he scared of the route combination or what's going on, but the run defense has to get better because Joe Mixon, come on, when we give it to him, he's on fire. But we can stop that. Another bad, the missed throws by Lamar. I know as he's a quarterback, it happens, but some of them was just you got to make that throw. You know, you have to. The ugly, the injuries. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it with me.
Me, good. Of course, the win. Got the win. You know, always win is a win, no matter what. Mike Tomlin always said, man, as long as you got one more point than the other team, it's another win and a win, Kyle. I'm a firm believer of that. Lamar was pretty good. Like I said, he missed a couple of throws. Other than that, man, he took over the last drive and kept us in the game. Never good. Seeing Ronnie Stanley back playing, held up pretty good. Didn't give up no sacks, no pressures. J.K. Dobbins and Drake got going in the running game. The O-line was pretty good. Defense and Mike McDonald, they had a pretty good game plan. You hold Jamar Chase to 50 yards. Joe Burrow only passed for 200 yards. So that's done good. Bad, like I'm gonna echo everybody else. The run defense, like we pride ourselves on stopping the run. Like I said, Joe Mixon is a hell of a back. I'm not gonna take nothing from him, but we gotta definitely stop the run better, getting our run fits a little better, get more aggressive. So I think in due time that'll fix itself. The ugly is the injuries and officiating. The officiating was once again one. I don't really like to cry about officiating, but it was iffy once again. Like I said, missed PI calls they had on our receivers, and the bull crap, roughing the passes they kept calling. Kyle Hamilton thing, I mean, that was ticky-tack. They could have let him play. Hayden Hurst, they jockeying for position. So it was like, they could have let him play on that one. But that's my good. So,
another thing, real quick. Do y'all know why JK won't running the ball? I mean, wasn't in like that late in the game?
Probably try to preserve him because they still trying to slowly work him back. So that's
okay. Yeah, okay.
Same with Ronnie. By the way, Brione, they said, Ronnie's fine. They just had a certain plan in mind, and I don't mind too much with Ronnie, especially because once I go into halftime and that thing starts tightening up or whatever's going on with that injury, like it was just good to hear Harbaugh say after the game, they're both fine. You know what I mean? They're good. It was just part of the plan. So
okay.
Yep, man. Everybody, y'all, thanks for tuning in. That's it for episode 6. YouTube channel. Like I said, check this out in the audio version for Spotify, season 1, episode 11. Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, all that good stuff. We're gonna let people see some closing remarks. We're gonna get out of here. So, Jason, go ahead. You got any closing remarks?
No, I could battle with AJ a little bit. I could battle with AJ.
This is the platform for it, though.
I mean, here's what I want to say about the Hamilton thing is what I want to go back to. His IQ is very high. His problem is he's trying to do others' jobs and not sticking with he's not being disciplined enough. He is leaving his assignment to go try to help guys like Patrick Queen, did a film breakdown on that, to try to help instead of just staying and doing his job. If he does that, he'll be fine. Right now, he's just trying to preach pressing. He's trying to do too much. So I think it'll be very interesting to see. My final thought is this game plan against the New York Giants this week. Totally different offensive scheme, totally different offensive philosophy, talent than we've seen in Cincinnati. It's basically going to be, hey, that run defense we're talking about. What's McDonald going to do to stop that? Does he trust Hamilton in the back end to just be like, all right, bro, don't work. You're not working in combo with anybody. You just back there, use your range and use your instincts the way you used them in college by being that free safety. Or does he say, look, Kyle's really not ready. He's not showing it to us in practice. We're going to have to put Geno Stone. So I want to see the game plan is what I'm looking for this week, because it's going to have to be totally different than Cincinnati Bengals We got to stop basically one person, one aspect of their game, and that's Saquon Barkley. Can we do it? Can this run defense rise to the occasion? Can Mike McDonald make the necessary adjustments to contain that man? Because if we do, we're going to win this game.
Hendo, any closing remarks?
Yeah, to Jason's point, listen. Next up is the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. Yeah, we listen. Run defense is a problem, and Saquon is on fire. I was wrong. I thought Saquon was going to come in again, play 3 or 4 games, be hurt, play maybe 2. But dude he's being the pick that they wanted him to be coming out of Penn State. But more importantly, I don't want history to repeat itself of us because, listen, going in a couple years back, Dean Pease and the Tennessee Titans, we was like, oh, Dean Pease led defense, we're going to carve them dudes up. And Dean Pease was like, haha, surprise. and Dean Pease did a number on us. The same with Wink Martindale up in New York. He's been going against a Greg Roman-led offense for 3 years now, and he knows what to expect. So it's going to be a little bit of a chess match, and I just hope that we don't get too much offensive hubris and get overconfident and go in there. I think we need to do a little bit more in the passing game. I know some people feel like he's the dude, but I kept quiet about him for a minute. But Isaiah Likely, he ain't it. He ain't it. Even on that last drive against Cincinnati, Lamar could have scored a touchdown, but instead of Likely blocking, he stood there and looked around. And I'm just like, he does that a lot. He looks lost. He doesn't know where he's supposed to line up. I think we just need somebody other than him and Oliver at that tight end position to kind of take that pressure off of Andrews. And without actually going out and getting another receiver, we might be fine. But I just don't think that what we have right now, we listen, Roman need to get that vault. He needs to dig in that bag and scheme up some plays. So I think Devin Duvernay, weird as it sounds, might have to be the focal point of the offense if Bateman can't come back.
Go ahead, AJ, your closing remarks.
For one, I want to thank all you guys, for being on here, giving your thoughts and opinions, sharing your knowledge, and all Ravens fans. Always want to thank JP, for having us and getting us together on here. This week coming up, we got a former defensive coordinator. And trust and believe, he's going to bring his book. He's going to bring his arsenal. And there's not going to be no holding back. Here's my thing. Now, if we go out there and we play and I see the same 10 to 15 formation that Roman runs every, single game, because we all see it. Film don't lie. A lot of things lie, but film does not lie. We all see it. Here's my thing. Now, and I say this before, teams prepare for number 8 to me. They don't prepare for Greg Roman's formations. They prepare for Lamar Jackson. I'm going to say that. But we need to actually come up with a scheme for this game. Defensively, I feel like we need to bring interior lineman up, Isaiah Mack, to kind of help out a little bit. Him and Travis Jones, move Calais outside along with Matabike if possible. I don't know what Brett Urban is doing. I don't know why we brought this guy back. I'm just going to be honest with you.
It was cheap.
This game, I feel like Queen needs to keep his head on the swivel, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you go in that hole and you can't get off a block, Saquon's going to look at you and he's going to keep it moving. So for me, I feel like Malik Harrison, he's going to have to play. He's going to have to be that guy this game, because Malik Harrison is not all of that in pass coverage. But then again, I can say Queen ain't all that in pass coverage. So I mean, where does it end? But one thing I know about Malik Harrison is he can get off a block and he ain't scared to tackle. He gonna go ahead, load him short, and he gonna go up with you, and he's gonna hit you. So I feel like he needs to get some time this game, but it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely ready for it. But we're gonna have to see how that goes for both sides of the ball, because like Hendo said, we shut down one guy, and that's Saquon Barkley. I mean, and we just got to go out there and score, take the points, whether it's field goal, touchdown, I don't care. We just need to do it. But like I said, I want to thank you all for being on here. And yeah, Jason, we got to talk, Jason. We're gonna have to talk, man. I'm gonna hit you up. But I want to tell everybody, please like and subscribe. Go check us out. And shout out to my boy Chris Wright, Brian Murray, and Chris Wright brought up that question too because I always ask him if there's anything that you would like for me to discuss or you want to come on. He asked, "What do we think about trading for DJ Moore?" So that's why I brought it out because Carolina's trying to clean house. So I'm like, why not go and try to get him? I mean, we ain't got nothing to lose. Go get him. Get another receiver to help this team out, and we could do it. But please like and subscribe. I want to thank you all. Once again, you want to thank everybody for tuning into us and checking us out. And that's pretty much it.
All right, Brione, your closing remarks.
Yeah, I want to appreciate y'all, JP and AJ, for having me on. I like talking to Hendo and Jason. It's a good conversation. But next week we just have to, as AJ said, we have to scheme better on offense. It's the same formation, same plays, man. We see every other team doing some trick plays, some reverses. We don't have to just go to that, but switch it up. I feel like we still stuck in this gonna work instead of evolving and switching up the game plan and doing better with the routes. And defensively, we have to stop the run. We have to stop the run. I mean, we pretty much know what we have on with the passing game. We just have to stop the run and don't give them any life on that side of the ball. We just shut it down and stop Saquon. And I think we'll be good. But appreciate y'all again. Hopefully, I'm on here with a Steelers game. I like the rival game. Hopefully, I'm on here again. And appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, my closing remarks is to think back of anything like said. I agree with AJ. Malik Harrison, I've been saying he need to start. I love Uncle Josh Barnes, but he just need to spot play because we need more youth right there. No middle linebacker is going to cover like a DB. I'm gonna say this for the people of back. I'm gonna say it again. No middle linebacker is going to cover like a DB. So when people say linebacker not good in coverage, like they play linebacker for a reason, my man. Like they supposed to cover good enough. Their main job is to come up and stop them. Like I just it's only you can count on one hand how many linebackers can really cover like that great. They're just going to be in a natural disadvantage because of that size. But like I said, definitely he's going against Wink Martindale. Going to be interesting. He's going to want to win this game because the Giants are actually a formidable football team right now for one. So we definitely can't go in there thinking it's an easy dub. We are going in, take points. Same way how you would treat it if you're going against Buffalo or Cincinnati. You got to treat the Giants with the same respect now. They're not the same old Giants, just doormat. It's going to be a pretty tough, gritty game. Then we on the road. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing Cal Hamilton and Geno Stone step up. And I'm looking forward to seeing more Ronnie Stanley. So, yeah, those are my closing remarks. And once again, everybody, thank you guys for coming on, man. Everybody, check out the show Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We got Coach Evans coming on, 2 tallies. He's going to come on and help me and AJ break down the Giants Week 6 matchup against the Ravens. So definitely make sure y'all like and subscribe. And like I said, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Y'all can listen to the audio show. So everyone, have an amazing Monday. Enjoy the Monday night game, Raiders and Chiefs. As I always like to say, make sure y'all trade. Talk Ravens all day, every day. From your host, Justin P., my co-host, AJ Henson, my special guest, Jason, at Huddle Up Film, and you, Ravens Online on Gatekeeper, man, Brione. We'll see y'all Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We out.
Big choice.